right, so the snow and rain has finally stopped and we have a nice day. We're going to do a 1v1 tournament here. I have a Maytag cooktop. The glass was broken on this, so I was able to pick both these up for free, and a Kenmore dryer. So we're going to see which one is better, the dryer or the stove, and which one will produce the most yield. Sorry, the sun is super bright out today, so I'm kind of squinting, but anyways, thank you for following along and watching us today, and let's see what we can figure out between these and which one will be the victorious winner out of the battle. I'm going to take them both apart, keep all the parts separate, and then we'll melt them down and weigh up our total in the end. So once again, thank you for following along. Give us a thumbs up if you don't mind, and also hit that subscribe button. We are shooting to try to get 1,000 subscribers by my birthday in the end of March. I know it's a long shot, but every last one of you subscribing would help. So thank you for that, and thank you for those of you who have subscribed and still follow along. Looking forward to making more videos. And all right, so we got our stove cleaned up here. Pretty much the rest of this is still. I left the top heating element in because it's just still. Here's the fan motor on the back. We pulled that off. There's a little bit of copper there, and then the coil from that. So there's all our wires. So this is actually the first time I've pulled one apart, because usually I just take these things straight to the scrap yard. I'll get a few little bits of brass off there still, and then off the back of these plugs as well, there's some brass and copper, so I'll clean those up, get them in the bucket, and then we'll start breaking down the dryer. But stove, you're not looking so good, buddy. You're struggling here. You're not going to give us as much as I'd hope for, but anyways. All right, here we are. Knocked that barrel out, so we just pounded that. There's a piece of brass there. We'll grab that. Well, wiring harness. This top part was aluminum, so we'll get inside with that motor. You definitely tell that this is gonna win. So, anyways, got that ground line in there to get, and then the rest of that is just steel. So. All right, so we've got all the pieces kind of laid out here. We've got to still break these down a little bit more, but I wanted to stop and just show you what I'm doing, how I'm breaking this down. So I've got my stove here, and then my washing machine here. Or sorry, dryer, not dryer, washing machine, dryer. We got our dryer here. But so what I'm doing is going to clean up these wires, going to strip them here in a minute, but I'm clipping all these little pegs off, putting them in here because they're brass, and I'm not going to melt these down. They'll go in for another video that I'm trying to save a bunch of those up for, so you'll see that later on. We do have these two motors here. Got to split those have copper. We've got all these switches that were on top to run those. On these there are copper in them, and then also you can see right there are little silver buttons Those are typically about 60% silver on those, so I'm gonna be collecting those. There's also these little toggle switches, or not toggle switches, but these little switches that come. I've broken one open. The plate on it's just still, this is just like a cardboard plastic on it, but they also have a little bit of silver in them as well as some brass. So I'll be taking those. You can see there that I've kind of pinched that, and you can see that it's silver all the way through. So anyways, silver. I've got this little motherboard that came with it. We'll take that and scrap that with another video where I am doing some electronics scrapping. So I'll take both those motherboards. There's not really a whole lot. We will try to get the copper out of that transformer, but anyways, a little bit of brass or copper in there. So, and then I've got this other motor that I've got to pull apart too. Now jumping over to the dryer here, once again we have some of the switches. This is the big one. So inside this, there's a lot of copper, but you can also see those silver buttons as well. I've got to just do a test on those to verify that. We've got some brass in there, and I'm going to just take, I've got all my brass ends that I've clipped and put in that cup. I'm going to take all those and give them a weigh up, but I'm not, once again, not going to melt those down. We've got our motor, and I'll show you splitting that out. And then some of these little switches here. So we'll open them up and get the bits out that we can, and then our wire. So so far it's looking good for the copper here. I have not tested this to see if it is copper. I guess let's just clip one right now while we have it. If that's an aluminum winding on it, that's gonna affect it, but it does not look promising. It does look like it is a little bit of aluminum there, but we'll file it and see. So anyways, stay tuned. We'll keep you posted. All right, so we got all our everything broken up and cleaned up for melting. So we have the motor that turned out to be aluminum. You can see that. And then we have the cast aluminum, our copper, and then our brass. We have our brass, aluminum, and copper. So I'm gonna weigh up this copper, or this aluminum, this cast aluminum, and I'm gonna mix it with this and put it in there. But we'll get a weight on these beforehand so that we know, just because there's not enough there to pour an ingot. So anyways, let's get melting. Oh, also, if you like what you've seen so far, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for future videos. Once again, this is a 1v1 stove versus a dryer. So right, here we go. This is our 1v1 competition between the dryer and the range. So overall we have about 2.6 ounces of brass, which would be about 29 cents. With the range we only had 1.6 brass, which would be about 11 cents for that. We have here on the copper, for the stove we have about 1.1 pound and another ounce and a half, so that would be about $3.28. With the dryer, where our motor wasn't copper, unfortunately, we only got $2.30 out of the copper, and that's about 12 ounces, a little over 12.3. Our cast aluminum and our copper motor came to about 2 pounds and 3.9 ounces, which would be about $2.30. And then we have I'll shut this door because the furnace is about to kick on. We did have about 1.6 ounces that we melted into that bar, which would be about 6 cents on this side. So total dryer was about $3.97 that we got out of it. Range was about $3.52 that we got out of it. This does not include the steel. We did not have cords for, actually I did have a cord for the dryer, but the stove didn't have one, so I just pulled that. So neither of them had stoves. We also made an extra 36 cents there out of the dryer and 2 lead fishing sinkers, so we'll put those to good use. And then there's our circuit boards. We're gonna throw those in our circuit board pile, which we have stacked up over there that we've been working on. But once again, stove we have $3.52. With the change we made $4.33, but still $3.97 without that. So in this 1v1 tournament, the winner goes to the dryer, even though we didn't quite get as much copper as we'd hoped. But stove still did pretty impressive for that. But anyways, thank you again for watching, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and follow along with us for future videos. If you have any videos or things that you'd like to see go up against each other, see how they compare, shoot them down in the comments. Let us know, because we have a few other ideas that we want to do, just to see. So thanks for watching again, and God bless you all.